Or maybe you just take. No, but what's the problem here?
Actually, I was looking at Rook D7, but I couldn't figure it out. But can I play E6 here? No, play E6.
This is probably good enough because now you're.
Yeah, but I like E6 because it's cool.
Yeah, bishop takes. You like E6?
Yeah. I like E6. I didn't say it was good. I just said I like this.
I'll show it. Okay, so we're gonna
I like
assume
it.
that's why.
Yeah.
We're gonna assume that's why the exchange was given up. And as we see in the live position, Esipenko is up in exchange.
Man, that king's not good. The black pieces are not defending the king. Yeah.
Rook to D8 is coming. Doing it well is Esipenko.
They're moving too fast. I'm scared. This is the game Karyakin's black? Yeah.
Yeah, we're back to
they're moving very quickly.
Artemiev and Karyakin are the only game remaining here in the open section. It's the first 10-minute plus 10-second tiebreak game. If you're just tuning in, Magnus Carlsen already punched his ticket with a victory over Radoslav Wojtaszek.
Yeah, we got to refresh somehow because they made a lot of moves. Yeah, this is just Sergey's just gonna win. He's totally crashing through on the queen side.
Well, we left the position after King A5 was played. Knight C2, King A4, Knight B4. Oh, we went for that exact line.
Yeah.
Hey,
this is what we said. Yeah, and then F5. Yeah.
F5, and then Knight A4 guarding Knight C5 check as well.
Yeah, Knight C5 is bad, I think, because Knight E8 to C7 is just
right, and the bishop is actually completely out of the game.
It seems like White went crazy because the position we saw, White's king ran away to to E2 and E3. So that's not good. Yeah, I mean, King D2 to E3 is crazy.
Yeah,
that's very strange.
If he keeps the the blockade alive with a move like Bishop D1 check, it's actually
he was just afraid he's going to lose the C pawn, like B4, King B5, King takes pawn.
Right.
So he's losing his B pawn, which is much worse.
Right.
Much worse.
Yeah. So instead, he lets the king back in.
He went from bad to worse. Yeah.
And here comes the C pawn.
Wow, Sergey wins the first game with black.
That's not a fun spot to be in if you're Vladislav Artemiev.
What do we have? No draws in the first game?
Not a single draw, although we can. Yeah. We'll check in on what the final result was between Zagnidze and Shuvalova on the women's side. But wow, momentum clearly favoring Sergey Karyakin. If you're just tuning in, he won on command in the second tiebreak game to start the day to force the blitz tiebreak here, and then he just won that first game. So he's on a roll. Is 10 plus 10 blitz or rapid? Maybe I'm misspeaking by saying it's blitz.
It's got to be rapid because it's 10-second increment.
Yeah. Okay.
And chess.com changed what 10-0 was.
I believe 10-0 is still rapid on our site now. I don't know.
No, I think it was blitz and now it's rapid. The 10-0.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like a year ago, you guys changed. But 10-10 is, I mean, that's rapid. 10-second increment.
For sure.
That's not blitz. Terrible.
Zagnidze gets the win against Shuvalova.
So 4 decisive games the first 4. Good. No draws. Yeah, 2 passed pawns is hard to deal with. So we got 4 people who have to win on command the next game.
That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and especially since Derby Ollie and Nordebek, the Dragon, are whenever one wins, the other one wins the game they have to win.
Yeah, I think that
even with Black,
that particular matchup has had Armageddon all over it since since regulation started a couple days ago. Of course, that could be jinxing it. We'll see if Abdusattorov can force the blitz tiebreaker. Artemiev must also win, along with Dubov and Shuvalova. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the second 10+10 rapid tiebreaker here from the 2021 FIDE World Cup. this next set of games begin. Let's remind you, we only have one more day of tournament arc. So if you haven't been following it, now's your chance. You should be. It's awesome, hilarious, it's ridiculous, and it's exciting, and sometimes inspiring to see players getting better so quickly as they try to take some cash prizes back to their community, whether it's the fighting game community or the anime reps. Pretty fun stuff to follow. So make sure you tune into Chess TV later today, as well as for the finals tomorrow on July 25th. Ben, we have a minute to go. We wanted to quickly show the game we didn't get to see the ending to. Abdusaturov, well, he kind of got lit up in this game. I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Dura Bailey was teasing at the draw. Just sick to do that. You can't
always repeat. Yeah, always repeat. Yeah.
You know, then H4 comes in, and the rest is history. The White King is blown open, and knight to d6 forces.
No, that was just an annihilment that game. He had no chance that game.
I do need to correct one misspeak in that there were actually 2 games still going in the women's section. Sadukasova actually got the win versus Kishlinskaya. Alina falls to Dinara, and we missed that game because there was actually the result was relayed with an error, but it was fixed, and now we know there are still 2 matchups going, Kishlinskaya and Sadukasova, as well as Zagnidze versus Shuvalova.
How do you beat Karyakin with black on demand? What? What do you? Yeah, he doesn't even know what to do on move 1. He's like me. Like I don't know.
You're asking for a friend.
I like that though. It's move 1. He's like, how do I beat Karyakin?
How do I beat Karyakin with black on demand?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out. Apparently, you play a Sicilian. That's step 1.
Mm-hmm. C7. All right. Little Taimanov action. I guess that's as good as any. I mean, Sicilian for sure.
I don't know why, but I feel like we've seen more Taimanovs than we normally see in the FIDE World Cup. Even Magnus Carlsen throwing his hat in the ring to play a Taimanov at one point.
And then A3 from Sergey.
Yeah, that's called avoiding all the possible theory.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's called.
Have you played A3 before, Dan, in that position?
I played every other move here besides A3.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you can play Bishop E2, Bishop E3. You can even play F3 right away there. But okay, A3 avoids the Bishop B4 lines. A6, right back at you, avoiding any piece from popping a pony on B5. Okay.
All right, so it's must win for black against Sergey. Yep. That's a tough task.
It's also a must win for black for Abdusaturov. We can head over to that one here.
Slightly less tough against Jurabiali than Karyakin. Yeah.
By the way, when he must win, Abdusaturov goes away from the French. Good call, kid. Mm-hmm. Now plays a Sicilian.
Another E6.
Another Taimanov.
Mm-hmm.
Although here we have the G3 variation. Alexander Ivanov called. He wants his Julius opening repertoire back.
That's right. Yeah.
Bishop to C5. This is oh man, this is a wild line here. I think
Jurabiali can't be trying to play solid. That's not his game. He's got to play aggressive. He's got to play like himself.
Yep. And maybe that's what Norderbeck is counting on, because the way you play these G3 lines is you put the bishop on G2, a kingside castles, and often you're trying to just grip and control white squares for the rest of the game. But it is sort of a positional approach, less of a very tactical line. Mm-hmm. But that's not what we're going to get here with an early E5. After knight d5, white often responds with knight e4, gaining a tempo, heading into d6. These 2 guys are going to give us some sharp chess for sure.
Exactly. And he just did play knight e4. I saw him do it. It's funny. This is like the line where you take on c6 and play e5 immediately with the insertion of g3, bishop c5.
And which is better for who, right?
It's got to be better for white because I want to take that bishop. But I guess it's not technically attack because I have queen a5 check.
That's true.
So
black could actually castle, knight c5, queen a5 would regain the piece. There's also the question of whether you even like g3. I guess you don't dislike it, even if you go for the traditional plans of c4 and even put the bishop on this diagonal. The g3 move is not really that weakening to the king side.
It's amazing. It's the theoretical position with two strange moves thrown in.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
The last person who has to win on command to complete the trifecta here of what's happening in our second 10+10 tiebreak. Dubov has to get the dub. He at least has the white pieces against Esipenko.
Yeah, if somebody has to win on demand, Dubov's a good guy to pick. And Dubov already has a time advantage. They have a very unusual position.
Yeah, it's unusual chess here in this second set of 10+10 tiebreak games. I mean, I like it. I mean, seriously, we have an A3 time on-off by Karyakin. We have a weird G3 insertion in the Durabaily-Abdusattorov game. And here we've got, I don't know, a positional edge for white, but an early exchange of the light square bishops. It's like a weird Catalan where we never push c4.
Yeah, it's a very strange position. I think in this game, black played b5 really early. Really early.
Yeah, let's look at it. It was one of those one of those b5 lines here.
Yeah.
I love this stuff actually. b5 and c5, right up my alley. You trade d4. The issue with the b pawn, though, unfortunately, is you can't take it back. I've been trying to move pawns backwards for years, still failing.
Yeah.
And that means the white has this target to sort of pry open the a file and have a positional edge against the isolated Peshka on a6.
Yeah, no, I'd rather have white here, of course, because a pawn is weak and we can attack it some more. White's really solid.
Yep.
Yeah, so for must win, I think this is very reasonable for Dubov.
Yeah, especially because it's a must win where you're not really, it's not like an all in must win, kings on opposite sides of the board. This is not quite a two result position yet for white, but close to a position where probably only white can press, right?
Yeah, obviously black's super happy with a draw. So he's just going to have to play solid and passive.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back here to Abdusattorov's game with Durabaily because we did see queen a5 check by Norderbeck and bishop d2, the response. Nordy, the magic chess dragon.
I don't really understand what queen a5 check was. It's normal in the positions where white's played c4 and then white plays king e2 and king f3, but that's not necessary here.
Yeah, just like lost the tempo.
Yeah, I don't like queen a5 check.
I liked it. I like it where you referenced it as a tactical resource. I mean, if black was to castle here and knight takes, now queen a5 check makes perfect sense. You're literally regaining your piece, and I'm not even sure that trade helped white. But in this position, after bishop d2,
when you play queen a5 check and your opponent plays bishop d2, and you think for 2 minutes, you can't be thinking. I mean,
yeah. I just completed your sandwich right there.
Yeah.
I was hungry.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. You don't play queen a5 and then think for 2 minutes unless you miscalculated something, like period. And look at this move, c4. I love it. Dynamite.
C4 is explosive, yeah.
Oh, I said it first. Awkward pawn reference goes to me. You lose. King e2, and boom goes the dynamite. You got to move the knight. Anywhere you go, I've got things like knight takes f2, and I'm winning. Sorry, I didn't mean to get super confounded with the.
I'm very confused, Danny. Why couldn't I just take the bishop right away?
Oh, I was testing you. You passed.
What? All right.
Bishop C3.
My shirt's blinding you or something. Yeah. Yeah, this seems very unpleasant for black. This is he might just get strung.
Yeah,
This is awful. I mean, you can't play D5, you can't play F5. And your bishop's trapped on C8.
both moves lose to a devastating en passant. I mean, white can
This
literally
is terrible.
Bishop D3 and Queen H5, and does black resign there?
I mean, this is really bad. He played.
I mean, and you know, our human reaction was backed up by the eval bar. The computer agreed. I mean, there are other moves you can play here, including castles. Like, and it's okay. Like in this position, you win back the bishop, and it's actually still very unclear.
Yeah, and it's hard to play bishop G2 because bishop A6. So,
yep.
You probably put the bishop on D3 or something, but you know, black can attack the E pawn. It could play F5 or F6 or. Black has a lot of play there. He played knight F5, so his bishop has the E7 square. Wow, I'm tempted to play B4, C5 because it's so funny.
B4 and C5, and that bishop on C8 will never see the light of day.
I mean, white. There's a lot of good moves. Yeah, white just played the simple bishop G2. Yeah, white can just do nothing and then just develop and castle, put the rooks in the center, and I have no idea what black's going to do.
Well, Dusaturov's magical run in Sochi has got to you got to find something wild here because it looks like it might be about to come to an end. We'll come back to it. Dubov is just in a great position here as white. This looks fantastic.
No, I agree. Yeah, this is pretty poor for black.
Yep.
He's just got the A6 weakness, and white has a lead in development.
Yep.
White's controlling the center better.
You also even threatening E5 going into an endgame.
Yeah, this is not good for black.
Taking B2 fails to rook B1. Your queen gets trapped. Don't do that.
You know, somebody has to win on demand, or we're
White's
done.
really solid.
So, come on, let's see some
That would be the
1-1.
shortest day we've ever had. Let's go see if Artemiev can do it. Not looking great.
He has to win with black against Karyakin here. Man,
There are other moves you can play here, including castles. Like, it's
no, I'm
okay.
sure
Like,
Karyakin's happy with this position.
I didn't wake up at 4 a.m. on the West Coast for nothing here. Okay?
Yeah, and it's hard to
Why
play
did you
bishop
wake up at-
G2
oh, yeah.
because bishop A6.
I want blitz tiebreak. Somebody better
Why
win on
did you fly
command.
put the bishop
Why
on
am I
D3
playing
or
Sochi
something?
and giving them a stern talking?
You know, black can attack the E pawn.
All right, let's go check on the ladies' side of things. Maybe Saduka Silva and Kathleen will give us tie breaks. Although, nope, looking really good for Saduka Silva.
Wow, I'm tempted to play
And
B4,
she
C5.
won the first game, so it would take a victory. For
Wow,
them.
black sacrificed a pawn for this. Yeah, harsh.
It's always
I mean,
nice
why-
when you sacrifice a pawn to be clearly worse, huh?
There's a
That
lot
was
of
my
good
autobiography.
moves here. White
Sacrificed a pawn and was clearly worse.
Yeah, white can just do nothing. And then
Well, at least it can be
develop and
tricky.
castle, put the rooks in the
Because, you know,
center.
black
I
can
have no
somehow
idea
get an
what
attack
black's-
if white
Well,
messes up because the bishop on B6. We can attack on the G file.
You gotta find something
But,
wild
It's
here.
one of those situations where if you put the bishop here,
Looks like it might
and
be
then
about to
somehow
come to
like
an
black just ignores it and quickly comes
go
out,
back
and
to
all of a
it.
sudden your
Mhm.
bishop is dumb there.
Dubov.
Yeah, I mean, black has like rapid and blitz swindling chances.
Dubov is
Right.
But yeah, in slow chess,
position here.
this is really bad for black.
So-
But okay,
No,
because
I
it's
agree.
so quick,
Yeah.
maybe there'll be
This is,
some attack here.
It's pretty poor for
The
black.
only other matchup that could get us blitz
It's got the
tiebreaks is
A6
between
weakness.
Zagnidze
White has a lead
Shuvalova.
development.
Zagnidze won the first game, so Shuvalova has to get a victory here. As right, she looks like she's in okay shape to do so. Am I just gonna win a pawn?
Yeah, I mean, E5 is, yeah, I mean, white has a lot of pressure on D5 and C5 and E5. Yeah.
Come on,
There's some chances here.
Feels like we could probably trade queens and win a pawn. And although black has knight takes c3 and
I was looking at just playing knight e4, attacking the queen, and then and then after the trades, maybe f7 and e5 are both weak.
Right. You're threatening to win a piece now. So if something like this happens, you're taking with the knight, though, I assume.
Yep. Yeah.
And now black has the bishop there, and you're not getting at anything that fast. I mean, I can.
Yeah, I mean, black can hold here for sure. So white has to find a really accurate way to maintain some pressure.
Yeah.
Because white has a lot of pressure here because that bishop on b3 is, with that black pawn on e5, I want to do something.
Yeah. I wonder if you can move the other knight here with your idea, maybe take with the knight.
And take with the knight, yeah, when we're threatening everything.
Right, you're even threatening maybe something. I mean, okay, like play f6 and I'm partying.
And never play f6, Danny.
I know. I've heard you say it a million times.
That could be on the cover of the book of Never Play F6. Is that F6?
It's over now. You can stop pushing the.
That was bad. Yeah.
It's over.
Very bad.
Okay. All right, let's go back to the open section. See what transpires. Artemiev is the one guy who looks like he's making something of a mess. I mean, obviously, as you said, winning with black on demand against Karyakin, sounds like a nightmare that every top chess player has had. But at least he's keeping it messy. What's going on in this game?
He's keeping it real, but this could be an example of when keeping it real goes wrong. Well, the problem is, black's going to have trouble with his king. He's probably going to keep it on e8 because he has to defend the h1. And white is so solid that it's hard for black to do anything with I mean, knight h5 to f4 is an idea.
I would suggest this as well.
Yeah, bishop c5. No, I mean, black has a fine position, but in a must-win game, if it was a must-draw game, then black's doing great.
Yeah.
And then I'm really happy with black here. But in a must-win game, I'd like to have a little more something against Karyakin, a little more complications.
Right. But okay, there's you highlighted the king's need to stay on e8, and the flip side of saying the same thing is, you can maybe bring pieces for an attack on the king's side. There's an outside chance you castle long at some point. If you could play like knight h5 here, that actually looks like a good move. Come into f4. Maybe there's a rook lift in your future if you're Larry Christensen. And there is a very quick possibility of an attack. So I'm not going to write off my boy Vladislav yet. He is the Chuck Norris, of Russian chess for a reason.
He did play knight h5.
Okay, there you go. Chuck giveth and taketh away.
And then I think he played rook fd1. Yeah.
Yep, it's on the board.
Yeah, because always play bishop f1. That's going to come soon. Yeah, defend that g pawn.
Okay, so I'll play knight f4.
I'm torn, Danny. White played f3, and he's going to play bishop f1. Hey, he played your rook h6.
Did he really?
Yeah, he played it. Yeah, he's not kidding around.
You know what? Hey. I didn't go to the Larry Christensen school of
rook lifts
for no reason.
Is that school hard to get into?
Larry taught me a lot of things. Very few of them can be talked about on air. This is how you generate an attack out of nothing. You always rook lift. Always be rook lifting. ABRL.
Yeah. The Larry school is harder to get into than Arizona State, so you got to watch it.
Okay. That's enough.
No, actually, I like black now because I like your rook g6, knight f4.
Yeah, I'm telling
the king on e8 is fine. I like it.
This is how you make something out of nothing, and with mutual time pressure approaching, This is anybody's win. So, all right, let's check in on the other two because this one really will probably have our attention down the stretch. So let's, again, does Abusaturov have any chance over here against Durabali? Looking.
I mean, if stalemate was a win, like Nigel said, White might be winning. Black just has no legal moves.
Yeah.
This is just awful. I don't know which black piece is the worst. I guess the queen. Yeah. A4 is nice. Take on passant. Your knight's hanging. Don't take on passant. You're just, everything's trapped. Yeah, the knight on D6 can't get dislodged.
Yeah, this has not gone well. I think that out on a limb, I think Norderbeck's French kind of caught up with him a little bit. He switched to the Taimanov here, and Durabali was ready for it. So
he got confused in the early middle game. He met G3 and E5 knight E4 very badly.
Yeah,
that was the critical point in the game, and he didn't meet it correctly.
Which is shocking for it to happen so early, but it does happen, especially with like Bishop C5 is I think just not the right response.
Yeah, Queen A5 check is really
Queen
bad.
A5 check was really the problem. So this game just got out of control quickly. White's bind on the dark squares, the D file, the D6 square is very real, and not looking good. A4, of course, you couldn't capture because the knight falls with on the sun, and so White is just squeezing. This is so torturous. It happens to young players, as strong as they are. From time to time, you still see inexperience happen in terms of like opening repertoires and move orders, and not to oversimplify, but you know that, Ben. I mean, super grandmasters are there for doing a lot of things well, but on occasion, a young super GM can kind of be exposed in terms of just misplaying an approach to an opening that maybe they don't see as often as others.
He played knight E4 attacking the rook. The rook went to H6.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Durabali was like, if you play rook F7, rook F5, I can keep attacking with my knight. And black isn't a must-win situation. So he has to move his rook to not really where he wants it.
Right. Yeah, repeating the moves is not an option.
Yeah.
So you have to put the rook on H6, which is, now there's a rook lift I can get behind. Sarcasm killed the cat. All right, let's go back to the only other matchup we haven't looked at in a while, which is Esipenko versus Dubov.
White's in a must-win situation.
Dubov's in a must-win situation, but Esipenko is defending well. I mean,
he got his pieces really active. Knight C4, rook C6, bishop F6. Good.
This does not look as good as where we left it for Esa.
Right, black got really active.
Yeah.
Yeah, White has to watch his B pawn and his C pawn. So both could get captured. Black needs some lift. That's Black's only big issue here.
Yep. Free the king side.
It's hard to get lift because G6 can't play, H6 might lose a pawn, but I guess H5. But Black should be okay here. Wait, did all of this happen?
A whole bunch of moves were just blitzed right here. After knight E4, the trade on B2 happened.
Oh, and rook takes C4.
Yeah, exactly. But still, this is, I guess from Dubov's perspective, at least have an imbalance to push for. You've got a knight and bishop, so you have some winning chances. But from Esipenko's perspective, objectively, Black might even be better in an endgame like this, where the two rooks and a passed A pawn are kind of hard to contend with.
Yeah, this should be a draw, but
yeah,
it's not going to be easy for anybody to win. Yeah, this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best chance that Dubov has is Black makes some time trouble errors because the position itself doesn't look anything close to winning.
And black is not any lower on the clock than white at this point. So Dubov is
Dubov is in
is
trouble.
not singing Zippity Dubov. Zippity. He's not singing that.
I missed you, Danny.
I'll be here all week. All right. Artemyev versus Karyakin. That's the game that's got us really excited. Whoa, wait. Is taking on G2 a possibility here? That's shake what our mama gave us and make this thing messy. He's probably considering this because it may be his only chance to really mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The last couple moves while we left.
I mean, that's why he played Bishop C4, was he wanted to, that was the idea.
Right. So he's inviting Rook takes G2.
Now if Rook takes C2, can I play the insane Queen B6?
That's actually.
I'm not saying I can. I'm just asking.
No, I think that's actually why it doesn't work. Because I was so focused on, I assumed it was like a queen sacrifice for material, but that's actually probably just good for black. I mean, yeah.
All right, we're gonna see it, I guess, because he played Rook G2.
Rook G2, but I think Queen to
Yay!
B6.
They did what we said. All right.
He did Queen to B6.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think Queen C6 is forced.
Yep.
Yeah, the engine prefers white.
Rook takes D2 and Queen takes C6 is on the board.
Mm-hmm.
It does not look good for Artemyev.
Artemyev looks confident. He saw this coming, and he was like, "Yeah, this is good," but it's probably not. But at least he has some. I mean, it's double-edged at least. Yeah. It's not boring.
It's not boring, and he might win material back, right? If Queen takes A8, Rook D8 with tempo.
That's what happened.
Yep. Allows you to capture on C4 next.
Mm-hmm.
So don't give up on me, baby.
Yeah, he's just taking all the pawns and saying that he won't get mated.
Man.
I mean, White's king is in some trouble, but White's going to be a lot of pawns ahead.
Yeah. 3 passers on the queen side, to be exact. In fact, after you take queen takes, if you don't do anything, I'm literally just going to push the A-pawn. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if black wants to activate his queen and rook, he's probably got to play king G8 first, so that there's not just a check on A8 and the king can't go to E7. That's terrible. So getting all of his pieces active isn't easy because he's got his king on F8 is a little suspicious. He's thinking about not taking the bishop on C4 and trying to get some attack, but I don't see anything like that.
No, it's bogus. I mean, Queen G5 would be met by Rook G1. No soup for you.
Yep. Yeah, he just took. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so he's got to show his compensation. He's got to keep attacking. Yeah, the engine doesn't believe it because the engine always defends perfectly.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, you don't have a main, and I'm up a lot of points.
Yeah, but it's it's a practical try.
Right. Yeah.
The one idea is like if you get the rook to the 7th rank, anything can happen, including ideas like queen to G5 and taking on H2 in some positions.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the obvious idea of just doubling along the 2nd rank.
I guess the other idea is black losing on time.
That's the other idea. That's the twist ending.
Time management isn't perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to move.
We call that the Alexander Ivanov gambit.
Yeah.
Um,
he played queen A7 because you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea actually to do the queen first because in this move order you threaten queen F2, which hits F3. Mm-hmm. So he's going to force black to force Karyakin to defend, likely with Rook F1, which then means now you can play Rook D2 and you're not being offered a trade. So he's, Artemyev is tricky, right? It's not his first rodeo swindling himself.
No, the problem is though with the king still on F8, queen C8 check, knight D5 check.
Yeah, and again, we have to remember that all Karyakin needs is a draw. So
right, yeah, black has to throw in king G8 at some point so that he's not super scared of queen C8 check.
Yep. We're gonna
say not really a tempo you want to use. But.
We're gonna say right here, everyone, because both the other games, Dubov is as we said, unlikely to get the dub against Esipenko, which he has to get, and Abdusatturov is groveling. And I think this is the one game that could get us a blitz tiebreaker if a mistake is played. And look at that, knight d5, queen f2. Hold the phone, Benjamin Feingold. I just called you Benjamin. Now you know I'm serious.
Yeah.
Benjamin Feingold. Does anyone call you Benjamin anymore?
I hope not. I mean, only if it's all about the Benjamin. Then okay. Yeah. All the Benjamins I know are higher rated than me.
Yeah.
Ladura, Bach, Joel, terrible. I need some weaker
Maybe you
Benjamins.
should change your name to just Ben.
Legally change it to Ben, yeah.
No, just Ben.
Oh, just Ben. No
Ben.
Feingold. Ah, interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's good commentary.
Queen to
Queen
C1.
where? Queen C1.
I think.
Oh, he wants to
Karyakin's
take on
really
F4. All right.
Well, he's really going to annoy Artemiev because he's pointing out that, yeah, you can run away, but all I need is a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Play tickle no matter where you put your queen on the
Yeah, but
second
after
rank.
Queen F2, I can also just take on F4. If you play Rook D2, I can back rank check you.
Oh,
That's what's going to happen. Yep. You play Queen
We're
E2,
gonna
and you
see.
play Queen takes F4.
wait. Does Black have any chance to run? It looks like Artemiev has played the move H3. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Threatening. Wait. He's threatening multiple things here. He's also...
Queen G3. That's going to be hard to win if Karyakin takes the H pawn.
He plays rook in, but now you're...
Well, that
allowed to
loses.
back rank.
The engine says white's winning now.
Yeah, but even if you're not winning, just queen b8 check.
No, he really gave himself some good chances there, but Karyakin defended really well.
That's how he earned his nickname, right?
Yeah, the queen went to E5 check, and yeah. White's up some pawns, and black doesn't even have a threat.
2 decades of chess commentary watching Sergei Karyakin play at the highest levels have included phrases like, well, they had chances, but Karyakin defended really well.
Karyakin defended really well. Yeah.
Well, Karyakin defended really well there. Well,
Yep.
Karyakin
Yeah, he's just going to
felt
play
that.
for a draw, though, because you can't escape the draw if you're black. Yeah.
And
you can't go to the
another-
C file
another
because
goal
Rook
by
C1.
Sergei Karyakin, and again,
Yep. Great defense, because it was looking scary for a while.
yeah, he moves on to round 5, sends home his countryman Vladislav Artemiev, and as they discuss the final moments, we're going to move back to the games that are still going because they got a little more spice for us. Let's see if Esipenko is about to do the same. He's going to do the Karyakin here, and also send a countryman home.
Yeah, there's no chance for white to win
Yep.
here.
Esipenko is all over it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think
Zhublov, he sees it. Yeah, he's resigned to his fate.
Yeah, that's not a happy-headed hand. You know, they
Yeah,
say.
you can't. Yeah, there's just no way to win this position. Yeah.
If the bishop moves, e4 is played, and
And 2 pawns never beat 3. 3 pawns against 3 is drawn like half the time. If white wins, it's like 90 moves. So 2 pawns never win against 3.
we appreciate the donation and support on YouTube from Arjun saying we need Magnus's game. Unfortunately, Arjun, Magnus has been done for more than an hour.
They want Magnus to come back and just play
Once
something.
Magnus, okay, if you can donate enough money to get Magnus to come
Yeah,
back,
Magnus will come and just play chess with one of the arbiters.
right, then okay, Arjun. But otherwise, I'm sorry you came late to the party. Magnus defeated Radislav Wojtaszek about 90 minutes ago, and that's the deal. So.
I mean, Magnus will be playing tomorrow, so.
There you go. So keep donating, and you know what? If you keep donating, Arjun, I'll make sure Magnus plays tomorrow. But I'm going to need to see it.
Yeah, he played G5 and then E4, because then the knight's not defending the F3 pawn.
Yeah. e4, king f2. This is a matter of either you swindle or you go home if you're Dubov. And
he can still play rook takes f3 and lose, although I think that draws. Yeah, that does draw. You take the rook, I take, and then, oh, wait, maybe he play king g3? Oh, king g3 probably wins.
What do you say?
Oh, no, you still went with king g4, so you can't do that. All right.
Hey, wait.
He did do that.
He did?
I forgot he could play king e5. I thought there'd be a check, but there's no check.
Okay.
He did play rook takes f3 and draw because he played king e5.
It felt
as soon as he plays f5, it's a draw. But
yeah. It felt unnecessary, but he does finish the draw. Let's
right, it just and ended the game right away. Yeah.
They're analyzing. Here's what happened, everybody. The moves came in super fast. Ben was saying you could take with f3 and allow the. Wait a second. Wait.
I think the engine's just
okay. I think the engine's just being nuts. Okay,
go back with the knight on f5. Let me see if the engine's still crazy. All right, the engine calmed down. Yeah,
engine. That's like engine needs to calm down. F5 is played.
Right. If you check, there's king e6, and that's it.
Yep. And there's no way to win. Again, as said, Abdussatarab also did fall to Durabeli, and so that's it.
So in the open, it's all over. But in the women's, there could be some more, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sadukasova sends home Kashlinskaya, so there will not be a further blitz tiebreak there. The only potential match that could give us blitz is here between Zagnidze and Shuvalova.
Wait, doesn't White have to win?
Yes, Shuvalova has to win in order to force the tiebreaker.
That seems pretty unlikely.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
I don't see legally how White can win. Black might win. It's a draw with correct play, but if it's a must win, I'll take black because I'm past h1.
Well,
so we have no 5 minutes today. Wow,
this could be a shocker. I mean, we've had a lot of things happen on these shows, but we have never not yet had blitz. And excuse me for the double negative, but you're welcome. We have never not yet had blitz. But today's the day. There will be no blitz.
Yeah, nobody could. There was no 1-1s in the 10 minute.
Yeah. Zagnidze moves on, and Shuvalova sees her tournament come to an end.
Yeah.
I got all dressed up for nothing.
No, but in the must win, nobody won. Man, truth hurts.
The truth does hurt. And I thought that this salmon shirt was going to ride me a 6.5, 7 hour show. Turns out I don't look good in pink.
No, but maybe you can get a napkin because you woke up at 4 in the morning.
That's true. I could get a napkin. A napkin? Okay.
You could get a napkin too. Yeah.
I'm going to get some more of this cold brew while we take a quick break because I want to be all jacked up in coffee for whatever my wife's got waiting for me at the honey-do list at home. My Saturday just got a lot worse. I had several more hours here. Now I got to go home and hang some shelves and paint something in the garage. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Ben and I will be right back. Final moments of round 4 tie breaks in just a few. And we're live with Sergey Karyakin. Sergey, you ruined our Saturday by not allowing blitz tie breaks because you won too fast.
I'm sorry about that, but
now I have to go home and do things around the house. Do you ever have to do things around the house if you win chess games too quickly?
Yes, of course. I remember, for example, when I played candidates tournament in Moscow. After the games, I went home to stay with the kids to be at home. So yeah, it's fine.
There you go, man. Sometimes you got to play longer chess games, and then you don't gotta do home stuff. No, but jokes aside, you're playing well. It was a joy to watch you today, winning that game with Black to start the 10-10 tiebreaker, and then this last one where you defended. How are you feeling about your form right now in Sochi? Are you feeling good at this point?
Well, I'm feeling that I'm very tired. I'm of course very happy that I won. Honestly speaking, it was one of the most difficult matches in my life.
Yeah.
Especially after you lose the first game, you have to win on the spot. So it was very difficult, but okay. Finally, when it happened, at the moment, I just want to rest and to walk, to eat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were in trouble in the second game when he did the rook lift to G6, or you thought everything was under control?
Honestly speaking, I thought that I'm fine before the moment I blundered rook take G2. So actually, I played bishop C4. I thought rook G2 doesn't work because of queen B6, and somehow I stopped to calculate. But then in fact, I was very lucky that I'm not losing immediately, and and later on, I don't know. It's probably a question to computer if he had something or not. But I'm happy that with the load time he didn't find anything.
We were we were following it with the computer, and I can tell you, there weren't really many chances, especially because he was in a must-win situation. So you defended really well. There was a funny idea at some point, like here, with some idea of Queen C5 instead of taking with immediate threats. That might have been a little bit weird.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I have some Queen A5 or not.
Yeah, that's actually the key move according to the computer. You're threatening the queen trade, which forces me to move the queen first, and then you do this. So if I go here, you can trade, and so Queen A5 is the key.
Yes.
Anyway, well, and then you handled the time scramble well. I guess take us back through that first game where you had to win on command.
It was very very important. I think I played basically fine. Maybe I lost my advantage at some point. I don't know. It's hard to say, but until some moment, until A4 or something like that, I think I played quite well. More or less here, I think White has a big advantage. The question is
how to
play.
It.
Yeah, to convert it.
Did you miss the move Queen H3 E5?
Yes.
You did?
Yes, I did. I missed it, and then it became very tricky.
Yeah, Ifan and I were calculating this line with Queen A4 sorry, not Queen E5, but Bishop C7.
Yes, there were many tricks like this, and I was afraid of Queen A1 probably. Check, and
it's definitely scary.
I think it's scarier if you have black because the pawn on G6 is so annoying. But yeah, you're in a must-win situation.
Yes, that was the problem. That I'm in a must-win situation. I was afraid to spoil it, but probably objectively maybe it's very bad.
Well, Sergey, let's talk quickly before we let you go about who your opponent is in the next round. Do you know who you're playing next?
I think I'm playing Maxim Legraf.
That's correct. Yep.
What are your thoughts about going up against Maxime? We know he's done pretty well in the World Cup historically, and obviously we know you guys have had many games against each other. But you want to just tell us all your preparation now? We won't tell him, I promise.
Well, I think that basically he's of course a super grandmaster, and he's in a good form here. He played few very good games, so of course it will be a very difficult match. But at the moment, I don't want to think about it deeply. I just want to relax.
I'll tell you, he's a one-trick pony. He only plays the Nightorth, and he only plays the Grunfeld. You can tell him I said that. So just prepare for those things. You'll be great. So,
great coaching,
right.
Danny. Great coaching.
Thank you.
Sergey, great to see you again. Congratulations, and we hope your run continues in Sochi. We're wishing you the best of luck, and maybe we'll be talking to you again in a couple of days.
Thank you very much. I hope so.
Congratulations. Good luck next match.
Thank you.
Well, and there you have it, Sergey. A fun interview, and he's doing well. I think that matchup, Vache Legrave versus Karyakin, that's a big one. Circle that in the next coming days. Obviously, we will be back here bright and early tomorrow, July 25th. That's Sunday. Me and world champion Vishwanathan Anand will have the call. And Ben, we're going to have you on call. I typically have you on call for whenever I need you, a late night. You're I got the digits, right? I call your celly. You answer anytime. That's our relationship.
I've been talking to a lot of people, and they can't get the block function to work. But I've been trying to.
So
can't do it.
No, but we'll be here tomorrow, July 25th. The FIDE World Cup continues. Vishwanathan Anand will be alongside me, and obviously other guests and interviews as appropriate from Sochi. So, Ben, we did it again. We managed to survive one more stream together.
Yeah, it's amazing the first time we don't see any blitz. So you got rid of me quickly. That was good. You did a good job.
That was shocking, right? The lack of blitz is, I think that as the event goes on, Ben, and just the probability is less because there's less games, right? So I guess it shouldn't be that surprising now that we're moving into the round of 16. But yeah, I guess I thought we'd still be here for a little bit. So I am going to miss you today, despite all the jokes I've made. I hope you have a busy little Saturday plan. Maybe you head to Home Depot, maybe Bed Bath and Beyond if you have enough time. Pick up some stuff for the house.
That sounds like a good idea, Danny. I think I'll just stream later. That's gonna do what you're good at.
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to the whole crew. Thank you to the team, producers, staff, moderators, and all of the fans for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Vai sair para falar o bagulho.
aqui.
Tô preocupada, tá?